Hello, hello everyone. Hi, welcome to this live. Can you please confirm is my audio and video okay? Can you see me and hear me fine? I am seeing many new faces here, floating the new DPs. So yeah, I would love to know, are you a first timer here? Like, have you been in one of my lives before, or are you here for the first time? Hello, Leslie. I'm so happy to see you back here again. Welcome. And I hope that your back is now better. Hello, Gabby. So, Gabby is joining us from Brisbane, Australia. And thank you for the confirmation, Gabby. I appreciate it. Anne says, good morning. Good morning, Anne. Erica says, hello. We can see and hear you. Thank you so much for the confirmation, Erica. Okay, so I am seeing few new names here. So are you guys joining us for the first time? Because this Wheel of Wisdom series, so this is the 34th session of the series. We started the series of Wheel of Wisdom in January at the start of this year. And we have made 33 sessions so far, and this is 34th one. Misty says hello from North Dakota. First time. Welcome, welcome here, Misty. Gabby says, yeah, it's my first time here. I'm excited, and I'm so excited to have you, each and every one of you, especially the ones who are joining us for the first time. I am so glad that universe brought you here, that this was playing on your screen and you chose to tap in, you chose to tap into the wisdom that wants to enter into your life. And that's what we do here. Misty says, I watch them elsewhere, lol. Okay, okay. So guys, yeah, these lives are also getting recorded. So all my previous lives have been recorded and uploaded on my channel, which you can access through the link tree in my profile if you want to. But let me introduce myself since there are new people here. So my name is Anisha Maheshwari. I have been on Insight Timer since more than 2.5 years now as a teacher. And I have content related to mindfulness, related to limiting beliefs, negative thoughts. So I have like 7 courses related to these themes. As well as I have like over 30 tracks here on Insight Timer related to I have like a playlist of all the self-soothing techniques or mindfulness meditation challenge, so stuff like that. So that is the kind of content that I express myself with. And just to let you know about what we do in these lives, um, so the name of the live is Wheel of Wisdom. So of course we have a wheel to tap into the wisdom. So so we have a wheel. On that wheel, there are names of some randomly chosen books out of the many books that I have read in the past 8 years of my own transformation journey. So I have included names of those books randomly. So we have 31 books on that wheel currently. And what we do is that we start these lives by tuning into ourselves, by settling in, by doing a meditation. So I just channel a meditation that wants to come through me, or yeah, and that is to help you settle down, to help you connect with your inner world, and to raise your to raise your vibrations so that you can connect to that higher wisdom. So yeah, so once we do the meditation, then we move on and we do the fun part. We spin the wheel. That wheel randomly chooses a book for us to receive wisdom from, and we open that book. So I have made notes as I was reading some of these books. So, what I have done is that I have noted down the most powerful insights or the transformation practices from these books. So, what I do is that I open those notes, I close my eyes, set an intention for all of us to receive whatever we are here to receive in this moment. And then I tune into my intuition, and with my eyes closed, I scroll through the book and I stop at a section where I feel that this is something that you all need to hear right now. This is something that wants to come through and would be beneficial for everyone who is listening right now. So, yeah, and we go through that, reading, and then the session unfolds or flows. So I don't have a fixed structure for that, for what happens afterwards. So, having, summarized this, Gabby says, sounds good. Thank you so much for everyone who listened to me patiently, and especially the ones who have been here before and who listened to me repeating this format. Um, yeah, so are you guys ready to start with the meditation today? Type ready in the comments if you are. Okay, Gabby is super ready. Wonderful. I love the excitement, Gabby. Leslie says, ready, please. Okay, so we are ready to tune into our inner world to align ourselves. Okay. Hello, Britt. Welcome back. Britt says, ready. Hello, lovely souls. I'm glad to have you back here. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Gabby. Let's get into it. So, begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can either stand, sit, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. As you begin to settle into the position, gently allow your eyes to close, moving your awareness inward and becoming aware of the surface beneath you. Letting your awareness rest at the point of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Feeling the support from Mother Earth, allowing your body to let go of the weight and the tension it might be holding on to. Releasing anything that you don't need anymore into the surface beneath you. Now, as you feel fully supported by the surface beneath you, allowing your awareness to rest on your breath. So, noticing the air flowing in through your nose and then out of your body. If any external sound distracts you, don't worry. All you need to do is bring your attention back to the flow of your breath. Feeling more and more relaxed with each breath. Now, as you become fully relaxed, bring in your mind something that you have been working upon these days. It may be a goal or even a dream of yours. So, choosing one such thing that you are working towards. Now, as you think of this thing or goal, allow your mind to bring up any fears or worries related to that thing. Anything that makes you doubt whether or not you would be able to achieve that. Fear is not your enemy. It is simply a voice trying to protect you. So, see if you can hold this part of you that is fearful with some compassion, as if you are comforting a scared little child. Whisper to this part that I see you. I hear you. But I choose to have faith over fear. Reassure it that you are safe right now. So it don't need to take over control. You are safe in this moment. Now imagine all of these fears taking the shape of a small cloud in the sky of your mind. Watching this cloud float gently, shifting and changing its shape because it is not permanent. It do not define you. It does not define you. You are the vast sky, open and limitless, capable of holding all the emotions without letting them consume you. As you connect with the vastness of your being, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine the cloud drifting further and further away from you, dissolving into the vastness of the sky. Continue to take few more deep breaths if you need to. knowing that with each exhale, the cloud is drifting farther and farther away from you, and you can experience more of the spaciousness of the vast sky. And now let's bring in some faith. So, placing a hand on your heart, feeling the warmth of your own hands, knowing that within you is a deep inner wisdom, a part of you that already knows the way. Even if you cannot see the full path ahead, or even if you don't know how exactly to reach there, trust that each step you take is shaping your journey and helping you move closer to what you truly want. So now, taking a moment to affirm this faith or trust to yourself, feel free to repeat after me. I trust the timing of my life. I am doing my best, and that is enough. Every step I take brings me closer to where I am meant to be. I am capable. I am strong. I am resilient. I am exactly where I need to be. Letting these statements sink deep into your heart. As we reach the end of this meditation, taking a few breaths, Breathing in, letting these words sink deeper and deeper. And as you breathe out, releasing any fear or tension. So, breathing in faith and breathing out fear. You did great. So, now, whenever you are ready, you can begin to come out of this meditation by wiggling your fingers and your toes to connect back with your body, and finally opening your eyes, connecting back with the environment around you. Thank you for all the hearts, and I'm going to read the comments. I see that many new people have joined while we were meditating. So I want all of you guys to know that this is just one part of the life, and there is much more left in this life. So, if anyone feel called to, you can share your experience in the comments. And if you don't feel like typing, you can always press the heart to let me know that the meditation resonated with you. Okay. So let's read the comments. Caitlin says hi. So Caitlin joined us. Caitlin is another wonderful teacher on Inside Timer, guys. And yeah, she does mindful crocheting. So if you're interested, you can check out her work. I love her. I love her work. Let's see. Okay, Caitlin says beautiful and so calming. I'm glad that that was your experience, Caitlin. Thank you for sharing that. Gabby says, hi, Caitlin. Deirdre says, grateful to be here, Anisha. Thank you for this gift. I'm happy to see you here, Deirdre. Thank you for joining us. I always love to see people coming back here. Gabby says, I am so calm now. And this was a comment as we were starting the meditation. So thank you, Gabby, for sharing that. Gabby says, so peaceful. I'm glad that the meditation brought you some peace, Gabby. I feel amazing now, and so do I, reading all of these beautiful comments of you guys. Thank you so much for sharing with me your experience. Okay, let me drink some water before we move on to the next aspect. And I see all of you who are pressing the hearts. I appreciate it. I understand not everyone wants to, be chatty in the comments. So that's okay if you want to observe. And yeah, let me know that the meditation resonated with you, with the hearts. I love it. Thank you. Okay. So, let's see. It's time to open the wheel now. The wheel of wisdom. So, guys, this is the wheel of wisdom. So, this has the name of some randomly chosen books, 31 to be precise. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to spin this wheel and let this wheel reveal a book for us, to do reading from, to receive some wisdom from today. Um, Gabby says the wheel hates me for some reason. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, it might be that some other teacher might be using that wheel, and yeah, it has names of you. But we do things a little bit differently here, Gabby. So the reading is kind of for everyone. So, yes, the wheel just chooses the name of a book. So it's not your name, it's the name of a book. And up until now, I have felt that the wheel loves all of us because the guidance that it has given has sometimes been so on point that I was so like in surprise or at like a pleasant shock that wow, what came through. So, yeah, so far it has loved us, and my hope and my belief is that it still loves us, and it will give us the book that we need to receive some wisdom from. Gabby says, okay, good. Britt says, the meditation reminds me that I am exactly where I need to be, even though we question this sometimes. Yeah, that is so true. Thank you so much, Britt, for sharing, that piece of wisdom that came through during the meditation. Yeah, we are exactly where we need to be. Yeah, and I think today's Insight Timer main page quote also aligned with this. I love that. So I want to like read it before we do the wheel in case someone didn't. So the quote on Insight Timer goes like this. So people sometimes fail to live because they are always preparing to live. And this quote is by Alan Watts. And I love it, I love all the quotes that Insight Timer puts on their, like homepage. But yeah, this one like resonates with us so much and with the meditation that we did, that trusting our journey and living in the now also and not always like chasing or trying to grab onto that fulfillment that we think would come to us in the future. I actually have like a whole which says I love that. Yeah. I actually have like a free course. So it's in my link. It's in my link tree. If you go to my profile in the about section, there is a link tree. So actually that course is basically a recording of the live sessions. So I did a live series on Insight Timer and all of the recordings. So I like made the recordings into a course. So yeah, you can access that course if you want to. It is about that only, when we try to have things and we think that that would bring us fulfillment and those things are in the future, so focusing or shifting our focus from that to what we really want, to connecting to our values, to connecting to being rather than having, so yeah, so if you would like to know my views about this, then you can catch on to that course. Coming to today's wheel, um so before we do the wheel, I want to ask you guys that what is it that you need like guidance on, that you would like some guidance on. So if you would like to share in the comments, you can share, um, what particular area of your life would you like some clarity on, direction on, some wisdom for, or maybe share the general theme of the issue that you're going through. Um, so you don't need to go to the specifics and everything. You can just this is for yourself, and just to declare it to the universe. So sometimes we just keep on brewing things in our mind, and it gets cluttered. So it's helpful to just say it out loud in the words form in the comments, or yeah, and also declare it to the universe that this is something that I need some guidance on. So make it clear to everyone. Hmm. And if you don't have anything specific, you can just, affirm or type in the comment that I would like to receive some general guidance for today or maybe for tomorrow. Okay, we have some comments. Deirdre says, tuning into intuition. Hmm, that's nice. That's what we are going to do today. And sometimes I tune into my own intuition. Sometimes I invite you guys to tune into your intuition. So we will see what happens, and we will go accordingly. By the way, Deirdre, as I mentioned earlier, that these are getting recorded. So what I have done is that I have actually prepared a playlist of all the lives in this Wheel of Wisdom series, and I have numbered each and every one. So what I invite people to do is that um, to in order to practice more of your intuition, in order to connect with your intuition, you need to, like, trust it and practice it. So what I would encourage you to do is that when my life is not going on and you would like some guidance or you would like to receive some wisdom, what you can do is that you can open that playlist, um, and just close your eyes, choose a number between 1 to 34, whatever number comes up. Trust that this particular numbered live session has that thing that you need to hear right now. And yeah, and go through that recording, go through that video. So yeah, and you can access that by going into my profile. In the about section, there is a link tree. So when you click on that link tree, you will see Wheel of Wisdom replay. So yeah, there's that playlist. Deirdre says, thank you so much for the guidance, Anisha. You are so generous and supportive to us. Thank you. Grateful to be a part of your community. I'm grateful to have you as a part of my community, Deirdre. Okay, let's see. There are some comments. I missed on something. Caitlin says, cultivating study habits and balance with all the areas of home life. Yeah, yeah, with the new changes, Caitlin, happening in your life. Yeah, balance, as you highlighted, is the term, is the, is something that I think not only you, but everyone would like some guidance on. So let's see, let's hope that that comes through. Gabby says, I need guidance on handling grief. On Thursday, one of my cats died, and I don't know how to handle my grief. I'm so sorry to hear that, Gabby. And yeah, it must be so painful. And I'm sending so much love your way. And I hope that you can feel the love through the hearts that people are sending, to the beautiful comments that people have written for you. Gabby says, I can. Yeah. And also I pray for your cat, that may her soul or may his soul rest in peace wherever your cat is right now. Gabby says, it was my first pet that died, so I have no clue how to handle it. Yeah, it must be so difficult. I can't imagine your pain. I have, like, never had a pet, so I don't know what it is like to lose someone this close. And Gabby says, yeah, I listened to the track last night. Okay, okay. Caitlin says, Gabby, Gabby sending you so much love. Violet108 has a track especially on pet loss for for when you are ready for a meditation type lesson. Hmm. Yeah, there are so many wonderful tracks on Inside Timer related to pets and related to processing the grief that comes up with the loss of such a loved one. So I hope that you find such a track and that gives you whatever you need in this moment, Gabby. Gabby says, I hope I see him in the afterlife. Yeah, I believe that you will. You definitely will. In fact, like I was actually reading more of listening to a book yesterday, Home with God by Neil Donald Walsh. And yeah, it was talking about that, death and the afterlife. And yeah, in that, it was mentioned that when we pass away, we meet every single loved one, everyone who was important to us after that. So, yeah, so I hope that you would be able to feel the love of your pet at that point. Caitlin says Ehsa Marandi also has pet meditations, and we have held pets that are over the rainbow bridge in our hearts in that space. So you would be welcome in those lives too. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for sharing that. I don't know about all of these tracks and all of these wonderful teachers. Like I've heard the name of the teachers, but I don't know like who particularly do meditations and tracks on this or lives on this. So thank you so much, Caitlin, for sharing this and supporting Gabby. I'm always so grateful for the support that you provide here to the community. Okay, I think I missed a comment. hmm, Okay, Gabby says at least I still have my other cat with me. She's been by my side since my other cat died. Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah, both of you need each other right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, I missed the comment by Leslie. So Leslie says that she would like some guidance on removing creative blocks. Yeah, I hope that you receive some of that, you know. Um, I'm not remembering the author, but I think, as I was trying to work through that myself, I think doing morning pages really helped me. So, yeah, and it was mentioned in one of the books. I'm like really not remembering the name of the author. But yeah, if you don't already, maybe you can try doing the morning pages. You can search about it on um on like internet, and yeah, you will get a lot of information there, Leslie. And I hope that, all of you guys who have mentioned what you're going through receive something of value and some guidance and some direction, or maybe some reassurance from the book that comes up. Okay, let me see if I missed any other comment. Yeah, okay, no. So let's tap into the wisdom now. Leslie says, inside pages. You meant the name of the book? I would text you, Leslie, the name of the book. Um, but like morning pages are something that it's like you sit in the morning as soon as you can and yeah, just open something and maybe set a timer of 30 minutes or so and just keep on writing whatever comes in your mind, anything that comes in your mind, just pour out into the paper and it just clears everything that is blocking you and all the fears and all the desires and everything that is going on in your life. Just pour it out into onto the paper. Even if you don't feel, if you even if you don't have a thought, just write, I don't have a thought right now. Just keep on writing, writing, writing. So that's like that's how I do morning pages. So yeah, I hope that helps. Okay, let's start with the wheel now. Since we are 45 minutes into this live, so let's do our first reading for everyone present here. So let's see what books want to come through today. I think a wonderful book because that is the first step. It is the first step in trying to change anything that is going on in your life. Acceptance is the first step. So, yeah, so the name of the book, guys, is Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach. And I so admire Tara Brach. She is a wonderful, wonderful teacher and also an insight timer. Okay, so let's open this book. And since someone mentioned about tuning into the intuition, I think, Deirdre, I'm going to ask you to choose today. Okay, just give me a minute to open the book first. Okay, so I would like you all, maybe some of you, not all, but yeah, whoever feels called to choose a number between 16 and 250. 16 and 250. The address is 36. I'm glad to see you grabbing onto that opportunity to tune into your intuition, Deirdre. Okay, so the address is 36. Anyone else? You can also like name any number that comes up for you. And it's not just, if Deirdre chose like 36 page number, then it doesn't mean that this is just whatever I'm going to read is just going to be about Deirdre. Of course, it can be, it is, but it is also about every single one who is listening, who is present here or who will listen to the recording, because that's why you're here and you were meant to hear this message. So it is not any like individual reading, it is for everyone. So, yeah, so open yourself to hear the message that might be for you. Gabby says 150. Jennifer says 108. Lucky, like an auspicious number. Okay, wonderful. Gabby says wait, change to 112. Okay, let's see. Okay. Caitlin says 27. Okay. Huh. So we have five right now. So let's stop here for a minute. If we have the time, then we can read more. Let but let's roll with these page numbers. Okay, let's start with 36. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. The author says, we lay the foundations of radical acceptance by recognizing when we are caught in the habit of judging, resisting, and grasping, and how we constantly try to control our levels of pain and pleasure. We lay the foundations of radical acceptance by seeing how we create suffering when we turn harshly against ourselves, and by remembering our intention to love life. As we let go of our stories of what is wrong with us, we begin to touch what is actually happening with a clear and kind attention. We release our plans or fantasies and arrive open handed in the experience of this moment. I will repeat that line again. We release our plans or fantasies and arrive open handed in the experience of this moment. Whether we feel pleasure or pain, the wings of acceptance allow us to honor and cherish this ever changing life as it is. So, that line that I repeated, reminded of what Britt highlighted, as well as, what was our initial meditation about, like, arriving open handed in this moment rather than just putting pressure on ourselves or judging ourselves that whether or not things are going according to plan, whether or not we have reached there yet, judging ourselves for it, resisting our current reality, and yeah, and just keep on running after that pleasure that we think would come in the future. So that is what came up for me as I read that paragraph. Yeah. So if you feel called to, if something came up for you, then feel free to share that in the comments because maybe that's something that someone else here need to hear. And if it resonated and you have nothing to add, then you can press the heart to let me know. Okay, Deirdre says, wow, thank you so much for sharing this, Anisha. Powerful and speaks to me. Open handedness is a lovely image to imagine. Yeah, thank you so much, Deirdre, for highlighting that open handedness. When you said that, and when I just imagined that for a moment, I just got like goosebumps on my hand. It was just, yeah, just receiving. It is an amazing visual. Thank you so much. And maybe I'm going to use that in one of my meditations. Tomorrow, like in upcoming meditations. Thank you so much, Deirdre, for the donation. That is so kind of you. I'm grateful to receive this. Your donation helps me continue, keep these lives going. So thank you so much. Okay, let's read another comments. Jennifer says 1,000,000% needed that. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that you got what you needed today, Jennifer. I don't know. I'm just feeling emotional reading your comments, first Deirdre's and Jennifer's. Maybe I could feel the warmth in your hearts. So thank you. Okay. Deirdre says you're welcome, Anisha. Thank you for your offerings. They are priceless and precious. Thank you so much, Deirdre. That's so very sweet of you. Thank you. Okay, Jennifer says, do your dharma but surrender the fruits. Exactly, exactly. I think there is a similar kind of saying in every religion or philosophy that, put in the efforts and leave the fruits of it, leave the results of it. Don't try to control it, just surrender that, leave the results of it to God, to divine, whatever you believe in. Matt says, I enjoy your sessions and meditations. Thank you. Thank you so much, Matt. I am glad to hear that. Thank you so much for expressing that. It means a lot to me. Um, Leslie says, open hand, open heart. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to use that imagery, in one of my meditations, when in one of my upcoming meditations. So thank you, Deirdre and Leslie, for like reiterating that or mentioning that. Yeah, I'm excited about that meditation now. Okay, you guys got me emotional a little bit. Okay, let's move on to the next piece of wisdom. Hmm. Okay, what was the next page number? Let me see. It was, okay, Gabby said 150, then 112. Okay, let's go with 112. And if we have time, we would also go to 150. Maybe there is something that wants to come through from that page as well. Okay, 112. Okay, let's do the next reading. So the author says, we strive to tie up all the loose ends and to avoid making mistakes. Even though we know both are impossible, we want to feel good enough all the time in our work, parenting, relationships, health, appearance, and life. We want we want others to be a certain way, always happy, healthy, loving, and respectful towards us. Yet, because these things don't happen, we are driven by the feeling that something is missing or wrong. Our gnawing everyday wants prevent us from relaxing and becoming aware of our deepest yearnings. We perpetually lean into the next moment, hoping it will offer the satisfaction that the present moment does not. There is an additional set of lines. Because our desires habitually narrow and fixate on what by nature passes away, we feel away from our star, away from the life, awareness, and love that is the essence of who we are, feeling apart from the source of our being. We identify ourselves with our wants and with the ways that we try to satisfy them. It feels like this another reading was also somewhat in alignment with the previous one and with the meditation that we did. That us trying to, think that we will be happy when we grab onto these things that are temporary, that we know are not permanent, or we know that will not stay the same, and we depend our happiness on that, and also like on others, wanting others to be a certain way which is not in our control. And also like the first thing that I mentioned, so the results, the outcome which is not in our control, and both of these things can change, so they are not in our control and they are temporary, and we depend on our all our happiness on this, and which by the way, we use the ways to reach there and miss on to our current life, miss on to all the things that we right now have, and we forget to appreciate them, and we forget to, bring our focus to being a certain way, to becoming a kind of a person rather than having that thing, or like wanting others to change in a certain way. So yeah, that's what that was a reminder for me again to focus on how do I want to be. And maybe like since Caitlin mentioned that she would like to receive some guidance on that, on balancing all of these different things. So yeah, and on student life, I think you mentioned us on study. Yeah, so maybe reflecting on how do I want to be in each of these different areas of your life that you mentioned, Caitlin, because we think that it might contradict, like us focusing on this area might contradict the other one. But once we figure out how do we want to be, then we realize this is how I want to be. And if I cannot be that way in this particular area right now, I can be that way in some other area. So, for example, if I want to be a dedicated student or a um, focused learner, and I cannot be right now, then I can focus on being that way in some other area of my life, like maybe in relationships, for example. So finding a way as to how I can be focused in my relationship in terms of how I might appear focused to my partner, that may be focusing on what he or she is saying when he or she is saying that, and yeah, just finding other ways to be that person if you cannot be that in that area of your life. So it doesn't have to be always contradictory, and finding the balance in the beingness rather than, I need to have this much time or energy or, all of these resources in this area of my life, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. So maybe just starting at the scratch and reflecting how I want to be in this area of my life, and how can I take small actions to do that. So yeah, that is something that came up for me. And if something came up for you, feel free to share again in the comments. We don't know, who needs to hear that, whatever is arising of your inner knowing. So yeah, feel free to share. Or if you resonated and you don't want to share, you can always press the hearts to let me know that this reading touched you in some way. Leslie says accepting of self and others. Yeah, that is also so important, acceptance of ourselves, that this is the way I am right now. And this doesn't mean like being rigid, but it means recognizing and acknowledging that there is a part of me that behaves in this manner, and accepting others, you know, rather than getting lost in the fantasies that was mentioned before. Thank you for the hearts and letting me know that the reading resonated with you. Okay, so let's move on to the next page number. Jennifer says 108. So let's do 108. It seems like a lot of it is coming about desires. I don't know why, but I'm going to trust that someone here needs to hear that. So, yeah, it is a very small piece of paragraph. The Buddha never intended to make desire itself the problem. When he said craving causes suffering, he was referring not to our natural inclination as living beings to have wants and needs, but to our habit of clinging to experience that must by nature pass away. So again, like touching on to the temporary nature of it, and you know, and that tendency of ours to cling on to it, to hold on to it just a little bit longer. And even not only with objects, but also with feelings, the pleasant feelings. We want to keep them, we want to hold them. And it's just like, supposedly there is a good fragrance around you, and you just take a deep inhale and you feel that beautiful fragrance, and you just now want to hold on to it. Now you don't exhale, now you don't let go. So the same, and what happens as a result when we try to just hold on to that pleasantness inside us is the tension, So yeah, I really relate with that visualization of it. Like, it's the same when we try to hold on to that desires which are by nature temporary. Jennifer says align our desires with the creators. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing the message that you received from this reading. This, like, your message is reminding me of, again, a line from the book that I have been reading. Um, I'm just trying to recall the right line. Mm. It was from, like, again, from another book. Like, when I get into a author or like their work, then I constantly read book after book of theirs. So yeah, again, a book by Neil Donald Walsh. So it was Conversation with God. And yeah, in that, God expressed that what they want of us. And it's not a demand of us, but it's kind of like when the author asks that what is the purpose, of all this, of all this physical world and everything. So the God expresses that, I all of this was created so I can experience myself, because all there was me. So I cannot experience myself until there is something that I'm not. So I had to create something that I'm not. And in order to create that something that I'm not, there was a lot of like, so, a forgetting done. So now, as parts of God, we don't know, you know, that who we are. And it is our purpose to experience ourselves, to experience the highest and the greatest version of ourselves, to experience ourselves as creators, because we are co creators, and to experience ourselves as that greatness, that we can't even comprehend in our minds. So, yeah, that reminded me of that. Jennifer says, beautiful. Thank you for sharing your deep process. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that that resonated with you. Yeah, because I believe that it's not just, what I read, it's also what you guys share, or what come up for me when after I read it. And it's just, this is a space, and that wisdom or that guidance is coming through all the ways, whether it is through you, whether it is through the book, whether it is through me. And this is just a space we are holding, where we are open to receive that guidance from whatever source it wants to arrive in our life. So yeah, that is what my intention is for these lives and for this space. So yeah, just being open to receive, because it is very rare when we go through our lives feeling connected to the wisdom, to the divine, to the higher self, to God, to consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So it is very rare. So yeah, I want to have this time and have this space to do that. Okay, Gabby says hi. Sorry, I had to do something, so I was gone for a bit. That's okay. I'm glad that you're back, and yeah, maybe you were meant to be here right now at this moment to hear what we're going to read next. So you're always on time. That's what I believe. Okay, let's see. So in the next verse, we are done with page number 36. We are done with 112, 108. Now let's move on to 27 page number. Mm. Okay, so the title of this paragraph is Without Anxiety About Imperfection. Many people have told me that when they finally are able to see how long their life has been imprisoned by self hatred and shame, they feel not only grief but also a sense of life giving hope, like waking up from a bad dream. When we can see our prison, we also see our potential. Let me repeat the last line. So they feel not only grief but also a sense of life giving hope, like waking up from a bad dream. When we can see our prison, we also see our potential. Jennifer says, oh, good topic. OMG, crying. Shame and hope interplay. Yeah, I never thought of both coming into the same, you know, sentence, and how beautifully the author ties the hope thing with realizing, how we have living so how we have been living so far and how we have ashamed ourselves. Okay, let's see. There's a comment by Gabby. Gabby says, bye. I should probably go to bed now. It's almost midnight here in Brisbane. Okay, great session. Yeah. Thank you so much, Gabby, for tuning in. I really loved your presence here, and I'm hoping that you would come back for our next live, which by the way is my like 50th session on Insight Timer, 50th live event. Gabby says, I will be waiting for you, and I hope that you have a good night, you have restful sleep and sweet dreams. Thank you so much, Gabby, for tuning in. I really appreciate your presence. And on this note, I also want to mention something to all of you guys. Um, Jennifer says happy anniversary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Um, yeah, because I think some of you might want to leave. So yeah, so I am actually offering a gift. So I'm offering a gift to all the women present here or any women who is in your life. So the gift that I'm offering is a powerful, insightful conversation with me. So it is like a 1 hour free coaching session. And if you would like to work with me, if you would like to spend that 1 hour talking about whatever it is that is going on in your life, and yeah, receiving some insights on it, receiving some guidance, some support, whatever it is that you need, then I'm here for you. To in order to grab onto that gift, what you can do is that you can go to my profile. If you are already following me, you would see a donate button. Above the donate button, you will see three dots. Click on the three dots, go to message teacher, and message me that Anisha, I'm interested in, that free 1 hour coaching session with you. And I would so love to offer you that because the past conversations I have had, you know, have been so fulfilling for me, and I want to continue doing this. And I want to bring some ease into the lives of women. So yeah, Jennifer says, wow, thank you. Wow. Zainab says, that's fantastic. So generous. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for, acknowledging it and appreciating it. And I would love to, get in touch with both of you and anyone else also, who would be interested in this offer. And yeah, I would love to give you that session. I would love to give you my all in that session. So I don't hold anything back. I just really want to bring some ease into your life in whatever manner that I can. And yeah, so if you are interested in working with me, feel free to reach out. Feel free to message me that you are interested in that gift. And yeah, we can schedule a session. We can talk about when is the best time for both of us. So yeah, I just want to mention that in case anyone want to leave. So this offer is open to all the women present here. And if you are not a woman, but you have a woman in your life, you can send them my way. Thank you for all the hearts and all the love. I recently started this and it has been so fulfilling. So I really want to continue this and just make a difference. And Leslie says, highly recommend. Thank you so much, Leslie, for sharing your experience. Thank you so much for recommending this to other women. I so appreciate it, really. It means a lot. Let's see, I missed some comments. Gabby says good night or morning, wherever you are. Yeah, it's evening here, and good night, Gabby. If you haven't left, good night. I hope that you have a wonderful night, a peaceful night. Bye bye. Let's see. Okay, let's read the comments then. I missed some. Okay, so Caitlin says, wow, wow, wow. um, all about perception. Love it. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And I love the example that the author mentioned, that when we recognize, usually when people recognize their limiting beliefs or anything that was holding them back, or whenever we shed a light on it, there might be a sense of shame, or there might be a sense of like how much I have lost, a grief also, um, that how much I have lost, how much time I have lost living that way. But just as the author mentioned, that it can be a moment of hope, just like how we wake up from bad dream, we realize that, okay, oh wow, it was just a dream. So, yeah, there can be that kind of a relief that now I am out of prison, now that I see it, now that I've shown, like, shed the light of awareness onto that pattern of mine that I was not aware of. Now I can live a life that is more aligned. Now I can make the changes, and it is not never too late. No matter how old you are, it is never too late. So, yeah, recognizing that and yeah, bringing that sense of hope there in that moment. Okay, so now we have the last reading for this life for this day. So let's see what wants to come through. The page number that was mentioned is 22. Okay, let's move on to that page. This is going to be so powerful for all of you. Okay. The author says, our imperfect parents had imperfect parents of their own. Fears, insecurities, and desires get passed along for generations. Parents want to see their offsprings make it in ways that are important to them. So, parents want to see their offsprings make it in ways that are important to them, or they want their children to be special, which in our competitive culture means more intelligent, accomplished, and attractive than other people. They see their children through filters of fear. They might not get into a good college and be successful. So, that is one example of the filter of fear. Or they see their children through filters of desire. For example, will they reflect well on us? As messengers of our culture, parents usually convey to their children that anger and fear are bad, that their natural ways of expressing their wants and frustrations are unacceptable. In abusive situations, the message is you are bad, you are in the way, you are worthless. But even in less extreme situations, most of us learn that our desires, fears, and views don't carry much weight, and that we need to be different and better if we are to belong. There's one more paragraph. By teaching us that something is fundamentally wrong with us, our parents and culture carry forth the message of Eden. As we internalize this view of our nature, we become ensnared in the trance of unworthiness. We can spend years and decades of our life trying to be who they wanted us to be, trying to be good enough to re enter the garden. I feel like the previous paragraph was preparing us in a way for this one because this is one of the patterns of ours that the author highlighted, that how we somehow learned that we are worthless or we are not good enough. And we learned that, getting influenced by our culture or our parents. And I love the first line that they mentioned because when we reflect, because it is true that most of our limiting beliefs are formed in our childhood because that's when our brain was getting developed. And the caregivers that were present were most probably your parents. So you were spending the most time with them. So when we realize these beliefs, we start resenting them. But as the author mentioned at the start, that they were also influenced by their own parents, that we forget that our parents were also a child once and they also learned all these things from their parents or from their culture or maybe from somewhere else. And these beliefs are getting passed on generation after generation to us now. And tapping onto the previous paragraph, that, recognizing the prison that we are in and then inviting and then feeling hope that now I see the prison. So I don't, it's now my choice to be in it or to get out of it. That's what came up for me when I read these lines. Okay, we have a message. Deirdre says, wow, so powerful. Trance indeed. Exactly. Yeah, trance. Trance it is. Because, yeah, trance is like, yeah, we are just, we are living by it. We are kind of hypnotized by these beliefs, and we are in that, we are absorbed in the story. We believe it. Bev says, in other words, they didn't learn or change. It's up to us now. It might seem like a big burden and it might seem that way. But again, I want to ask you that how is looking at this in this perspective, through this perspective, makes you feel? Does it want you to change? Does it serves you? Because we can look at through like through different perspectives, Bev. But the thing is that we can look at like this that it is now our responsibility. It is now we have now the choice, and no matter how much inner work we do, you know we can never guarantee that we would never have a negative impact on other person's life, whether it is our own child or whether it is someone else. But it when we realize what is limiting us or what is not serving us, we can take that responsibility. And I love how Um, some people use the term responsibility not in terms of a burden, but in terms of our ability to respond to what is. So it is very much natural to feel the anger, to feel the resentment that why did they didn't do the work? Why do I have to now? But that is going to breed in more anger. And it's okay if that's your goal. It's okay if you want to just bruise in that anger and spend some time in that. But it's just going to elongate the process. And there's going to be a time when you would decide that it is enough now. The anger is enough because it is not helping me to move forward. It is just making me blame them again and again and again. And it is a hard thing. It might seem simple, but it is a hard thing to just let go of that resentment, to let go of that blame. But now it is our choice. Now that we see the present, it is our choice that do I want to do something that is not serving me, or do I want to move forward? So that is my take on this. And it's okay if this doesn't resonate with you right now. It's okay if you want to feel that resentment and anger right now, or whatever it is that you're feeling. It's okay. But maybe after some time, yeah, asking ourselves that does it serve us? How long do I want to do this? Bev says I have forgiven both of them, both them and me, and I have let go the resentment and rejection. Then you have come a long way, and I so appreciate all the efforts that you have put into that, or for going through this long journey, because it takes courage, it takes proactive actions, it takes a lot of things. So I'm happy for you that that has happened for you, Bev. And I hope that you keep on making the right choices in terms of whatever it is that you need and yet you truly want. Bev says, I am 74 and only been in this new journey for a short while. Yeah, I I'm happy that you have started this journey, which is a big step in itself because there are some people that goes through their life without recognizing anything, without recognizing these patterns that influence them. So congratulations, Bev, for making this huge progress. We all are proud of you. Jennifer says, way to go, Bev. And thank you for highlighting that other perspective. It gave me a chance to express more or add on to what we just read. Okay, I missed the one message. Deirdre says, I would like to believe they, our parents, did work that their parents could not do. Yeah, yeah, that is one another beautiful perspective because it is true that sometimes what our parents do to ourselves, we are like, I will not do that ever again. Like I would never do that to my children. We just um like learn that in that manner also. And yeah, maybe they also did some inner work, maybe they did change in some way that we don't know about. So yeah, thank you for bringing that into the mix, Deirdre. Hmm. Okay, guys. So thank you for putting in your views. I do appreciate them. And now that we have reached the end of this live, I do want to repeat some things and mention some new things that I didn't mention that up until now. Um, but before that, I want to um okay, there are comments. Leslie says, wonderful Bev. Jennifer says, thank you, beautiful soul. Thank you, Jennifer, for your presence, and everyone for your presence and for so patiently listening to me. Okay, so as this comes to an end, as this live comes to an end, if you like this live, if you found anything of value, if you received, something that you needed to hear today, if you receive anything, then, and if you would like to give back, if you would like to support my journey and help me continue doing these lives, day after day, then you can do so. You can support me by making a donation. There might be a button somewhere here. So, yeah, if you would like to exchange that energy and help me continue this, then you're welcome to make a donation of whatever amount that you can. Okay. So, okay, so let me like repeat a few things. Firstly, again, thank you so much, Sally. Thank you so much for the donation. I so appreciate it. I'm grateful to receive this abundance, and I send multiple times, multifold that awareness back, sending you that abundance back to you. Thank you so much, Sally. Yeah, Leslie says fresh reminder of, yeah, that group of mine on Inside Timer, wonderful beings. So, okay, guys, so yeah, I was about to mention that. So this is getting recorded. And the replay would be available like one after 1 hour because this is a long recording. So it takes 1 hour to get uploaded on my channel. So yeah, after 1 hour that this recording would be uploaded in that playlist itself. The number of this live is 34. And yeah, and since it takes a long time, if you would like immediate access to the beautiful sections of the book that I've read and the name of the book, and yeah, whatever we just covered in this live, then I do post a summary and I do post the exact paragraphs in my group on Insight Timer, which is Wonderful Beings. So you can either search for that in the search box on Insight Timer, or you can go to my profile. Okay, let me just show you. So, like, you can go to my profile, you can scroll all the way down on the home page. Yeah. So here it is, Wonderful Beings. So, yeah, it is a little community and you can join it. I would love to have you as a part of that community. So, yeah, so after each live, I upload there, like, what is the wisdom that we covered. And sometimes when I feel like in between, I also post some additional, paragraph from a book that I'm currently reading. So, yeah. And yeah, I do update their little things. So, if you are, if you would like to be a part of my community, I would love to have you. Um, yeah, another thing is that, yeah, another reminder for anyone who joined us late or right now is that if you are a woman who would be interested in working with me, who would like to experience a free 1 hour coaching session with me, then you can message me on Insight Timer. So the way to message me is so you go to my profile and you like if you're not following me, you have to follow me to message me. So once you follow me, the follow button becomes the donate button. Above it, like these three dots appear. So you click on the three dots and there is a message teacher like option. So yeah, you can go to the message teacher and message me that you are interested in that, gifted session and you would like to have a powerful conversation with me. And I promise you that you would leave with at least one insight from that session because no women I have worked with up until now has left a session without a powerful insight. So that is my promise to you. So yeah, that's it. And if you like the session, if you would like to be updated about my lives, which I do, which I'm currently doing on alternate days. So my next live is day after tomorrow, which is also my 50th live event on Inside Timer. I started in like August 2024. 2024, last year, doing the lives, and it has been such an amazing journey. I love doing lives and I love connecting with all of you beautiful souls. So I would love to have each and every one of you in that 50th live celebration. And yeah, so if you like me, if you would like to get more of my content, then you can check out my profile. My name is Anisha Maheshwari. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me, for the interaction, for the hearts. And thank you so much, Deirdre and Sally, for the donation. I so appreciate it. Um, that's it for this live. Let's see. Um, Leslie says, truly a treasure trove of insight and more. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Leslie, for that. Brett says, congratulations. Thank you so much, Brett. Thank you. Cheryl says, I'm new here, caught the later part of your life, not now following, but can't see how to message you. Okay, okay, Cheryl. Firstly, thank you so much for following me. I'm glad that you resonated with me, my energy, and my personality, my beingness. Thank you so much. Okay, so the way to message me is that you go to my profile. Once you follow me, the follow button becomes a donate button. So you would not see a message button in this live itself. You would like have to open my profile after the live, and yeah, and just the follow button becomes a donate button. Above it, like three dots appear. So yeah, click on the three dots. Then there is a message teacher option. So I hope that it is clear now. Cheryl says, yes, I will be watching you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheryl says, oh, okay, I think I can find it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I will be waiting for your message and for the message of all these beautiful women that are present here. And by the way, Cheryl, if you like caught on to this live late and if you would like to catch on to the replay, this is getting recorded and it would be there. Okay, let me show you that also in case. So when you open my profile, you go to the about section there. Okay, you scroll it down. So there is a link tree there. So when you click on the link tree, you will see Wheel of Wisdom replay. So it is basically a playlist of all the lives up until now, and this is the 34th live, so you can access that there. Although it would take 1 hour to upload, so if you would like immediate access to the lines that I read, you can join my group, Wonderful Beings, again on my profile, or you can search for it. So, okay, so that's it for this live. Thank you, each and everyone who joined in. I'm grateful and I wish you so much love, healing, and peace. Bye bye. Leslie says peace to all. Bye. Thank you for the hearts.